Hello, my name is Malcolm Mundy. I'm an astrologer here in Austin, Texas, and this is the Mitt Romney portion of my predictions for the year 2012. Okay, Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney was born on March 12, 1947 at 9:51 a.m. in Detroit, Michigan. Mitt Romney is going to be my pick for the GOP winner, or winner of the GOP party nomination. Ron Paul, I think, is going to run independent, and probably after May of this year, I think. This is a big speculation on my part, but I think he says that he is into this for the long haul, and I think that would offer him the best probability as far as getting any spot on the national stage for running for president would be as an independent candidate. Okay. Mitt Romney has Jupiter in the 12th house until mid-June of 2012, and then Jupiter goes into the 1st house. With Jupiter in the 12th house is a dreaded house. In Hindu astrology, they call it a house of dishana, a dreaded evil house. And Jupiter, of course, is the planet of luck. And with Jupiter transiting the 12th, it tends to have, it tends to bring out bad situations and really bad scandals, but it also offers protection against these scandals, in my opinion. And you're seeing that right now with the media sort of, and his opponents comparing him as the moral equivalent of Gordon Gekko, who was a character played by Michael Douglas in Oliver Stone's Wall Street. Gordon Gekko was a greedy vulture capitalist who bought companies, took them apart, and fired everyone, and made millions of dollars that way. And Mitt Romney has been compared to this character in that retrospect by the media and his opponents, especially Rick Perry, Newt Gingrich, and Rick Santorum. But the thing about it is, he's surviving this well and weathering this well, and he is still in the lead. And he has been attacked. He has not performed well in debates, and yet he still has the lion's share of delegates so far in 2012. So he's going to weather this storm really well, and maybe have to start to address it in forms of consolations to, say, poor people or to retiring people. He's going to have to demonstrate that he's going to be somewhat trustworthy. And I think we'll start to see trial balloons that he's going to throw up in these areas after mid-June, when Jupiter goes into the 1st house. Jupiter in the 1st house is when he's going to be really be exposed. He's going to get all kinds of attention, lots of media attention. He's going to be doing a lot of traveling. Jupiter, in addition to it rules expansion, luck, and good fortune, it also has a lot to do with travel and the law. And I think you're going to see him really energized on this and really travel around a bit and really try to put out his message that he is a fair guy. And he may even be promoted by the media in this regard as being a fair guy. So that will be interesting to watch. Then we have Saturn in the 6th house. The 6th house rules open criticism, it rules job skills, discriminating abilities, and acute illnesses. I don't see any possibility of a health issue. There are going to continue to be very, very fierce attacks. There's going to be a lot of mudslinging against him, especially as a quote-unquote vulture capitalist, which is what Gordon Gekko was in Wall Street, the movie Wall Street. And but the thing is, with Saturn there and with Jupiter in the 1st house, I think he's going to come out of this. And the problem, though, is with Saturn in the 6th house, his qualifications to be president, based on his performance as governor of Massachusetts, I think is going to come under really, really serious question. Mitt Romney, for right now, is the best-looking house in a bad neighborhood for investment purposes. Or, I guess if you're a Democrat, he's the best-looking horse in the glue factory. And that's what Saturn in the 6th house is going to pretty much bring out, that he's still not really the best of the best, but he's the best of what is being offered. And the criticism will continue along with the mudslinging. Next we have Uranus. Uranus is going to be in the 11th house all year. This is the natural home for Uranus. The 11th house rules aspirations, one's insight for the future, and aspirations from friends and associates, and friends and associates per se. I think you're going to see Mitt Romney attempt to expand his associations possibly into the more liberal side of the voting population. I think he's going to probably show a different side of himself after July in an effort to try to woo some of Obama's more liberal supporters for voting purposes. And I think it's going to be related to health care, and I think it's going to be related to entitlements such as Social Security, unemployment protection, and things like that. And I think you're going to see him try to demonstrate that he's qualified in these areas as he tries to get voters. Then we have Neptune in the 10th house. This is not a great place for Neptune to be if you're running for office. With Neptune in the 10th house is career, your reputation, possibility of promotion. Neptune rules disappointments, deception, enlightenment, fraud, and of course this side of him in terms of his business practices is being pushed by his opponents and will probably be pushed by Obama once the debate starts going between these two. They may try, the media and his election committees may try to glamorize him as the man who can beat Obama in November 2012. I think that's probably going to be one role of this, is a lot of money is going to be spent on trying to glamorize Mitt Romney. Neptune can have a glamorizing aspect of it. People who have Neptune near the ascendant tend to have a glamorous appearance. Examples of this include Brad Pitt, Marilyn Monroe, and well, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I was born with Neptune near my ascendant, and I'm 52 years old and have been told, wow, you look like you're 30 or so. So, yeah, maybe Neptune, not to brag, I'm right. Anyway, Neptune Neptune has a glamorizing aspect, and I think they're going to try to do this with his reputation, and it may not work in my opinion. Then we have Pluto in the 8th house all year. The 8th house is one's secret financial dealings, one's secret investigations, one's secret net worth, your dirty laundry, and activities financially you don't want the public to know about, as opposed to the 2nd house where it's open for discussion. Pluto's in the natural home here, and I think you're going to see Mitt Romney continue to keep his own net worth secret. I also think you're going to probably see him really become obsessed with trying to find some sort of agenda that he can use against Obama for the election. And I also think there may be some attempts to try to bring out Mitt Romney's net worth as far as being possibly ill-gotten or ill-gained by the other opponents that he may face. And if he is elected president, he will be the wealthiest president ever elected, having a net worth of $250 million. Some of it, well, most of it is in the Cayman Islands, and that may come under question with this placement as far as his money sucked away in a hidden location. Why do you need to have that, etc. And I think that's it for right now. We're now going to go on to Ron Paul. As I said, if you want to know who wins the election, you got to listen to the United States of America. So it's now on to Ron Paul.